Hi, welcome to 24 Show here on TV Sapiencia. And my name is Oma. You're very tweeted on radio, TV, and social media. Every other time we discuss issues that affect teenagers. And just like what we're going to talk about today, it's the Yuletide season. And this is a time where teenagers need to be more careful because we have Odogu from Malaysia that will be coming in. We have Oke from Switzerland that will be coming in. And when these people come in, they always target teenagers. They just want teenagers. They don't want people of their age. So it's really important for a teenager to decipher between real love, real friendship, real relationship. And a teenager, 18 is a teen, 16 years old, 17 years old. 18 years old should be thinking about how can I make my life better. But I don't want to preempt anything because I have got a guest with me in the live studios. We have Gwacham. I love that name.
Thank you so
Gwacham.
much.
There's my classmate in secondary school. She said, Gwacham what?
Everything. Gwacham everything.
Gwacham Chidiogo, who is the convener of
Teens and 20s listening ears.
And before we start talking, you know, there's something Chidiogo did recently that really marveled me. Chidiogo is a linguist.
Yes.
Okay, she graduated from linguistics, right?
Yes.
Good. And, you know, a linguist, you have this, there's a part of you that's a public speaker. There's a part of you that can actually train people to speak and to write effectively. So Chidiogo had an online training, right?
Exactly.
Where she trained people and they actually paid here in Onitsha. You know, I followed that program she did when she was coming up with it. I was following it up on social media. And the way she did that program, executed that program, I must really commend you.
Thank you so much, Oma.
Before we get into what we want to talk about, because everything is all about inspiring and encouraging a teenager to actually think of something. What really inspired you to come up with that training?
Okay, there are many things I can do, but speaking, you know, is one of the areas, one of the things I know, not just because I studied linguistics, but because there is this passion. When I was a teenager, I've always loved speaking. And then this is something you find also amongst teenagers, you know. So I started reading books. Apart from graduating from the university, as a linguist, I also went deep into studies. I watched a lot of videos of renowned public speakers. There's this one I follow, Toastmasters. I would watch videos of champions, world champions of public speakers. I spent my time, I studied. And then before I knew, I started improving in speaking, plus the knowledge I got from the university. So it's something that I love. So I wanted to also, you know, get people to have this, get people to speak to better and write better and connect better when they talk to people. So I see people struggle when it comes to speaking. And as a teenager, speaking, I thought as everybody should learn how to speak. True. Because when we have the same product, but I can communicate what I have better, I stand a greater chance, you know, of selling that product or of, you know, so people should learn. It was something that drove me to come up with that training, and I wanted to see how it was. Onitsha is a gold mine. It's not about the place
I don't know. I thought I'm the only person saying
no,
that.
It's a gold mine. It's not about the place you are. It's your ability to be creative, to come up with something, and then to package that value you have, you package it in a way, and you present it to people, and you'll be surprised. There are so many people that need. Not even one that need what you have. It's just that you've not come to that point where you are able to, you know, take this thing serious and begin to offer it as a service.
Yeah, true. Beautiful. Okay, so let's look at teenagers who they are the reasons we're
here. Exactly.
Now you sent me a message of a particular young girl who is 17.
17 years.
17 years old. She's in a relationship. 17 years old.
17.
Is in a relationship. That the whatever boyfriend beats her. And abuses her. And she's wondering, in her mind, he loves her.
Yes.
And he will still come and say he's sorry, Abi.
Yes, and beat her, and when she asks the question, and not just
and
that,
he's always following girls.
other girls, and when she asks, so she's confused. She's kind of asking, is it because I've not had sex with him? If that, according to her question, she said, if I have sex with him, will he continue with what he was doing, or would he, face turn back to me?
Can we demystify sex? Can we just demystify sex? Because it seems like teenagers, the boys, the girls, what is this thing about sex? What is so about sex that we can't hear word? From to turn to your left sex, to your right sex, imagine a 17-year-old. And obviously, this young man we're talking about is also a teenager.
He's just a young adult.
So what is so important about sex in the life of teenagers that they can't wait?
I think more than ever, the world we are in fact, I do tell parents, the way you were raised, what you had to deal with, these teenagers, you didn't deal with what they have to deal with. Now we have the social media, we have pressure from the environment, from the society, the media more than ever showcasing sexually explicit videos. There is no censor. I mean, you go to social media and you begin to find videos, that will give you goosebumps even as adults. They now package pornography as movies and children are watching.
Yeah.
Because they are on social media. Whether you like it or not, they are on social media. You are digital security advocates. I do see the programs you do, telling parents that your teenagers are on social media. And sometimes they even use the parents' phones. They claim they want to do some assignments and they go to the phones. Let me tell you something that happened. Some time ago, someone walked into our office and told my husband, he said, my phone has been hanging. So I don't know, I've tried deleting videos, I've tried deleting images. And then my husband said, have you tried clearing your browser history, your cache? And then she said, how do I do that? And then she gave her phone to my husband and my phone went to the browser, to the history. He couldn't, he stood motionless for like 10 seconds. And then because she knows this woman, this is a very decent, hardworking, responsible woman. And then he asked her a question. Who else uses your phone? She said, well, my eldest is in school. It's just the youngest. He's in JSS1. He's always, every time I'm pushing, every time I always tell him to leave my phone for me. And he's the only one I stay at home with. My God. It was videos, pornographic sites.
Goodness.
It was lined up. He would download the videos, watch the videos, delete the videos. But browsing history.
We'll leave it.
The history.
And that's the digital footprint. It will always be there.
That's the digital footprint.
It will always be there.
So that's why I also tell parents you have to come up to the point where you are aware of these things. On TikTok, teenagers are all over the place. All these applications. It's not just, we don't just watch videos. Now it's pornography, and people more than ever, they are willing to do anything for the likes. They're willing to do anything to go viral. And if you watch most videos that go viral online, they have some atom of sexual orientation, sex, something that has to do with sex. So teenagers, so what they are dealing with, I think that's all it about sex. And another thing is the curiosity. Puberty, they are just coming up, and so they want to know. They are in that age where they are just curious. And then you find an incident had happened. One woman called me. She said it was a very embarrassing incident. She said she saw her, young children, the young son kissing the young sister, and they must have seen it from the TV.
Obviously from the
TV, obviously somewhere. So the age we are in is the environment, the society, a lot of things teenagers have to go through. So what we need to do at this point in time is to direct them, is to educate them what love is, what sex is, what body image is, what digital security is, because in a bid to stay in relationships, in quote, they are giving out their pictures. I told you the last time of a teenager that reached out to me. She was concerned and worried that a boy, she had sent her nude picture, a young girl, because she wants to be in love. So they don't even know what love is. Range of emotions having to do with puberty. It comes to puberty, a lot of emotions. We have the love emotion, especially the girls. especially the girls, because they are the ones that will go, and then
and just little attention,
little attention,
very little, they interpret
attention.
it as love.
Any attention is love. Somebody sent me a text. One of my mentees, she sent me a text last night, and then she wrote a lot of things on WhatsApp, but the first thing she said is, Auntie Chidiogo, I am sorry this is so long. And truly, I read everything she was trying to complain about, a lot of things she was talking about. But then, do you know what I replied with? I said, even if you had wrote 1,000,000 words, I would have still read them all. You need to see emojis. You need to see like fire emojis. You need to see like love emojis. And just that. Sometimes all they actually need is someone to even pay attention to them. Now, I've got her attention. She knows I care about her. So teenagers misinterpret attention, and we know girls, they are always moved by what they hear. So when a boy says, you are important to me, that's all the boy needs to do.
Or maybe the person says, you're beautiful.
You are beautiful.
That is the highest.
You are beautiful.
That is the
highest. I love you.
I
love you. Because we don't discuss these things often. Telling teenagers what it means to be in relationship, what love actually is, what sex is, sex educating them, how to say no. And these basic life skills, that saying no is important just as your yes is. Your no should carry the same weight just as your yes. I don't do this. This is my boundary. I don't do this. And no matter who on the other side is trying to make you do something you are not ready for, you are not interested in, you should be able to stand your ground and say, this is not me. This is my boundary. That is why relationships are for emotionally mature adults.
True.
That is why you have to leave relationship for when you are an adult, because there is a lot of drama. A lot of drama. They go through that series of communication, heartbreak. He's doing this. That is why. And
actually, they have no business going through these things
at this stage of
their life.
This crucial. It's a very important thing. And it's a very short time, 13 to 19. It's a very short, and before you know it, you're out of it. You are moving to adulthood. And like they say, adulthood is not. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not
because
funny.
It's time for you to take responsibilities. Even responsibilities, teenagers are being taught to take responsibilities. Because when there are consequences of every decision.
Every single decision bears a consequence. One of them. Every single one decision. And then you begin to see how this decision begin to alter the trajectory of a person's life. I just told you the story of a young girl, 16 years, that was impregnated by a 17-year-old boy. Now, the boy has finished his WAEC, but the young girl was in SS1 where that happened. That was in 2021. She gave birth 4th of December 2021. And then you begin to see clueless. Both the young girl and the young guy, clueless. Do you know that when this young girl gave birth, the young boy went to the hospital? Did you know what he buy?
What did he buy?
He bought wipes in place of Pampers. He did not know what the difference between wipes and Pampers, so he went and chartered wipes. Clueless. And then this young girl, someone that when we went to the hospital to register for antenatal, she did not know what her genotype was.
She doesn't even know what genotype
She did not know what. So someone that doesn't know what genotype is she the one that will know what HIV and AIDS is? So these are consequences, real consequences. It's not the way the media, especially all these movies, Z World, all these movies, they will paint and they were in a relationship and their love waxed strong and then they got married finally above all odds. But in real life, it's not. There are real painful consequences, and some of these decisions will leave a mark that if not God or grace, you will not come out of. Some people have fallen into this pit and they were not able to come out because they mistook love, they mistook lust or this fleeting emotion. That is why emotion mastery teenagers should learn. We should tell them, parents should tell them, this thing is an emotion. You feel it because you're a human being.
You're developing.
You are growing. It's not something to be ashamed of. If you're a girl, I love girls. That's why among the people I mentor, we found mostly girls because they have this uniqueness. I've been studying the difference between moves a girl to enter into a relationship is not actually what moves a boy to enter into a relationship. For a boy, mostly is their ego. You know, they just want to, you know, I have a girlfriend, you know,
I'm able to do it.
I'm able to do it.
I'm able to talk to a girl.
I'm able to talk to a girl, and they're even proving to, you know, they boast amongst their peers that I have a girlfriend, you know, this is a, but for a girl, a lot goes into place. She invests her heart, she invests her time, she puts everything into a relationship. So she'll be able to tell young girls, you are feeling this way because you're a human being, you are going through a time. Be careful of the decisions you take. And then when we now talk about the kind of toxic relationships, it's not just that they enter into relationships, but most of them, most teenagers are in
toxic and abusive relationships.
And they
actually grow up thinking that that's the way.
They think that's the way.
It becomes a circle of abusers abusing themselves.
Circle of abusers.
She was abused. She feels that's actually the way. She'll abuse another person.
That is just the way. It just keeps going round and round like that. So they should be able to identify when they are in a toxic relationship. One of the ways to know this is to, number one, if that relationship is controlling and intrusive, and the person is always asking you, where were you? What are you doing? Who called you? Who just sent you a text, and is going through your phone, checking your text messages, and is all over the place. You can't breathe, and it's trying to take you away from your friends, and it's trying to take up all your space and take up all your time, and you are just, that is the one. But run for your life. That is an abuse. That is an unhealthy relationship. The number two red flag to watch out for is abusive relationship. Now, the teenager will not always see it as abusive. They will not misinterpret it like love. You know, when someone is excessively jealous, you know, and they will tell you, I can't do without you. When you are not there, it's like something is wrong. That is
lying.
That is
lie
not true.
From the pit of hell.
That is not true. That is not true. And when someone is sexually abusing you, the person you are, that is not love. That is abuse. And then you will see a lot of them being raped. And then you come up with excuses like, I can't hold myself. When it comes to you, I didn't know what actually happened. The thing just came over, the love just came over me. That is not love. That is actually rape that just happened. Sexual abuse and physical abuse. Like this young lady we were talking about, to the extent that someone will beat you. At 17, you are being beat up. 17, someone is beating you already. I don't know
what happened when she's 20-something.
I don't know.
Or when she finally gets married.
Because at the end of the day, if I'm to guess how this thing will play out, oh God, that's why sometimes we just pray. I pray for these children. Because if let me just paint a picture. Then after this cycle of abuse, beating and coming back, because whenever he beats, according to her, she said whenever he beats her, he always come back to apologize. It's a mistake. I love you too much. And you go
ahead chasing other girls.
And she's seeing it.
And
then she's there. She asked the question, I love him. I can't stop. I don't know what to do. I can't stop loving him. That is an abusive relationship. And it can bring harm in the future. We've seen videos trend on social media. Someone going to pour acid on someone because he will not say, if I can't have you, no one else. That person is actually sick. That is a mental health issue. That is a sick person. A teenager should have no business being in a relationship with such a person. And the manipulative relationship, they will come up with emotional blackmail. If you leave me, I'm going to die. I'll kill myself. That is not a relationship you should be in. In fact, you should run for your life. You should make your parents know. You should come up. If you can't tell your parents, go to a teacher. In schools, I'm sure, maybe there is just that one teacher that you can talk to. Maybe there is just that one adult that you can talk, but by all means, leave. That is not love.
Wow. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Okay, now, a teenager who doesn't have a good parental upbringing, who is lacking at home, because we found out that most of the times, these teenagers that get themselves involved in abusive relationship are looking for attention. Attention they couldn't get from home.
From their parents and
attention
caregivers.
They couldn't get from people around them. They're looking for attention. They're looking for validation. A teenager who is lacking attention at home, how can that person build his or her self-confidence to know that I'm actually enough? Whether anybody gives me the attention or not, I mean, God has given me the attention. How can the teenager come up to that level?
Well, I think seeking attention, like we've established, is part of being a teenager, especially the girls, you know. But when it's not happening from your home. Once there was a time a young girl sent me a voice note. She said, because I was asking, why are you in a relationship? This is not the kind of relationship you should be in. And then she said, he's the shoulder I cry on.
Oh.
That when it gets tough at home, he's that one person that will always tell me it's okay. It's okay. So my question first is to parents is, why are we the ones driving our children? A child should find comfort in the home.
True.
The home should be the safe space for a child. A child should go out, face a lot of things, then come home. And when he enters, he should be able to feel that peace. He should be able to know that I am in my safe space. I'm with my mommy. I'm with my daddy. That is the intention why God gave children to parents. But we now find that reverse is now the case. In the home, they are verbally abused. We've had situations where fathers tell their children right in their face, you are useless. You are not worth anything. There is nothing. You are stupid. You can't do anything right. Without knowing. For example, this young girl we're talking about, she's in a home, and imagine her parents not even knowing what this girl is going through, being beat up by someone else, because they can't come to the parents and express themselves without being judged.
Yeah.
So they keep it up to themselves. So mothers first, our parents have the responsibility. That's why I beg them, be physically and emotionally present for your child. Be there. Sometimes turn off your phone, turn off the notification, go off Facebook, go off social media, go off Instagram. Pay attention to your children. Look at your child in the eye. Observe the changes. Because sometimes teenagers, they don't really know how to hide these things. You see it when they are walking. Sometimes their behavior just changes. They are going through a lot. So for parents, pay attention to your children. Give them this attention. If you are present for 30 minutes, be present for 30 minutes. I know because of the way the economy is, parents, they're always out there to fend for the family. They're always concerned about the house rent and many things. But the children are your primary responsibility. They come first. So that little time that you have, if you are there for 10 minutes, be there for 10 minutes. Leave everything. Open up to them. Hear them. If you pay the attention, they will speak to you. But in a situation whereby the teenager is not getting this attention from home, please seek out other healthy communities outside. In school, especially in school, there are clubs, there are teachers, and please leverage adults that are around you. You are doing an amazing work. This is an amazing program. You can hear and learn and know that it's not just okay, that it's not because you are abused or you don't get the attention at home, will not give you the liberty, will not give you the go ahead to now enter into abusive relationship, because you will be hurting yourself more. You'll be hurting, you'll be even taking more decisions, and then this is something that would have stopped, because it's becoming a ripple effect, because we did not nip it in the bud when it started. Okay, so when you don't get that from home, please seek out adults that are around you. Seek for programs that can help you, immerse yourself in God's word, because ultimately your parents are caregivers. God created you, and you are given here. You are here for a purpose, and a great purpose at that. Okay, so that's what I think the teenagers should do.
What consequences? Because sometimes these teenagers, they don't even understand the consequences. For example, being in an abusive relationship, being with a toxic person, what are the likely consequences? Again, let's add the consequences of premarital sex quickly in 2 minutes.
Okay, consequences are dire. Dire consequences ranging from anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, isolation, and now coming to premarital sex. Hey, we're talking about sexually transmitted diseases. We're talking about HIV/AIDS. We're talking about these ones are health issues. We're talking about psychological, emotional trauma, Then just like this young girl we just talked about, the pain of going through labor, of going through pregnancy at 16. She lived with me, so I knew what she went through. I saw the pain. I saw the depression. She would never step downstairs because she was ashamed. These are the things you go through. These things are not, they are real. And then the pain of labor and childbirth at 16, and how these things can just change the trajectory of your life in seconds, and you could drop out of school. She had not gone back to school. That is since 2021, and the young boy has written his WAEC.
Oh my goodness.
You know, so she has not gone back. Now she has a child to care for at 16. The boy is, that was 2021, this is 2023 December, so he's 2 years. So she now has a 2-year son. A child birthing a child, it should not be. The consequences are not worth it. They are not worth it. So wait, spend your time. Now you are a teenager, read, have a vision, have a goal. Not just have a dream, get a goal, write them down, put it up where you will see it. Let it drive you, let it move you. Read books, study successful people, study biographies, how people were able to move. You begin to, when you get it right on time, you get it. In fact, it is important to get it right on time.
Oh wow, beautiful. Thank you so much. It's important to get it right on time. Thank you so much, Gwachamo Chidiogo.
Thank you.
20s,
teens
and 20s listening ears. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming through. And we look forward to having you come again so you can actually talk to us on public speaking. Because I know one thing I've realized about young people, teenagers, the boldness to talk. Sometimes when you call out even senior prefects of secondary schools, senior prefects that should be number one, the person is talking, the person is fidgeting. So I think we should really involve teenagers in public speaking. Maybe the next time you're going to come on this program, we're going to talk about
that. Would be amazing. Right.
Thank you so much for coming through. And she has said it all. She has said it all. Please plan your life as a teenager, as a young person. This age is that time you get to plan yourself. And when you get it right, my goodness, you become a high flyer. You need to get it right. And it is within you, it lies in you, because God has given you everything to ensure that you get it right.
Everything. My
name is Oma. You're very sweet on radio, TV, and social media. I look forward to having you again on 20th Pot Show. From me to every one of you out there, it's mwah. God bless you. Bye-bye.